What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? It is the 20th day of May today. Here we are, 7 hours, 40 minutes left in the day, sitting at about 0.002 on the dot. Looking like we're moving up a little bit. Yeah, 2% on the upside today. Moving up overall from this consolidation phase. It seems as though what you have here is a nice bull flag, right? And you're breaking out of it. So I think you are breaking out of it. It does seem as though that's what's happening. You've also broken out of your downtrend in the daily RSI here, and you're reaching for that overbought zone. I think once you get into this overbought zone, that's when things will really ignite. That's when things will take off. It'll probably coincide with breaking through the threshold here of resistance that you had here and resistance that you had here. Hold on, guys, real quick. Gotta mute that. Yeah, the bounce off the 50 is nice. The look overall is good. I think you're going up to higher prices, you guys, and you're probably on your way to new all-time highs. Like, absolutely, you probably are. Let's look at ZBCN. What kind of market cap are we dealing with here? ZBC, not M. ZBCM. ZBCN. ZNCN. What the hell? ZBCN. There we go. $155 million market cap, very low market cap. You can see a lot of growth with something like this, right? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but something like this could, I mean, it could 10x in the next month and a half. You don't know. It could do more than that in the next month and a half. You don't know. 0, I don't know either. Nobody knows. We're figuring it out, though, hopefully. From a high here to a low there, the immediate expectation would be that you do move up to about 0.003. 0.029 technically, so that's a nice 40% pump from here. If not there, you'll stop at 0.0426, something in this area, right? The primary expectation, it would be that you stop between the 1618 to the 1272. So you'll move up here, you'll stop somewhere in here, consolidate whatever, and then get ready for your next phase up, right? And your next phase up will occur before the end of June, right? I'm anticipating that you'll be at much higher prices than this by the end of June. If we're looking at this, my expectation as of now would be that ZBCN goes no higher than 2.25 cents, no higher, and goes no lesser than 0.088, probably 1 cent, honestly. So between 1 cent and 2.25 cent, that's my expectation by the end of June, okay? From the current price, that gives you an estimated move of about a 5x there at a minimum to potentially at the maximum standard something around 11x. And the thing is, these fibs, while appropriate, while those measure moves are appropriate to these fibs, right? I mean, we're talking about an overall from a low to a high on April 7th here, or April 19th, whatever the day was that you had your low, from a low to a high. We're not talking about a 10x move. We're talking about a 31x move. We're not talking about a 4x move, 5x move. We're talking about a 13x move. You know what I mean? So overall, that's a very powerful move. You've just seen a lot of it so far, right? It's very possible that you could go higher. It's very possible you don't respect these fibs going higher, or maybe you respect other fibs going higher. I don't know. If we look at the all-time high to the all-time low, you know, there are other fibs that line up here. Maybe you hit this 2217, you go just above there. Maybe 2.25 cents isn't the maximum. Maybe it is 3 cents. I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe it's 4.4 cents and you do a 22x from here overall. It is really hard to say. But I have a feeling that sometime in June we'll have a bit of a clearer picture as to where this thing will stop, right? This one, out of all the coins I talk about, is one that is harder to estimate where it will be by the end of June, but we do try. And as we get there, you know, I'll talk about this thing periodically here and there. And I'm sure, you know, Crypto Future, Rob over there with Crypto Future, he'll give you his 2 cents too. There will be people like us holding your hands, giving our thoughts as to where we're going to stop. And maybe, you know, maybe some of us will be right. Maybe some of us will be wrong. Maybe we'll all have the same consensus. I don't know how it's going to look, but I would assume that as we progress through the month of June, it'll become clearer and clearer where we're going to stop, right? My estimate as of now, being not even in the month of June, but halfway through May now, my expectation would be at a minimum, bare ass minimum, Zebec stops at 1 cent, and the maximum that I'm giving it would be about 2.25 cents, which would be about a 10x from here, 11x from here, actually. An 11x on, where is it here? 11x on 155 million. I mean, what? That's 1.5. That's like $1.6 billion. It's pretty high. It's pretty good. You could go higher. You absolutely could, but that's pretty good right there. Crossing that $1 billion threshold. Maybe you don't do that. Maybe instead you go right to $1 billion, which would put you, you know, probably closer to about 1.3 cents. What would that be? I can't I can do math. I'm just not going to. I don't care to. What would ZBCN? That's about a 6.4x, right? Let's do 6.4 times, what is it? 155 million. So what we're looking for is the number that's close to 1,000, right? That's pretty damn close. It's pretty damn close. So 1,000, that's $1 billion market cap would be 1,000 there. So ZBCN, you're basically right at $1 billion market cap right here at 1.3 cents. Psychological resistance, 2618 resistance here. It's pretty hard to go there. Even though the money zone's up here, it's pretty hard to get into it, right? Breaking above that 2618 does require some strength. I'll give it to you, but then again, you're breaking above that $1 billion psychological resistance, and if you do break above it, you probably will break through it a good little bit. So I'm absolutely confident, very, very confident. You are going to get above 1 cent by the end of this endeavor, by the end of June, early July. And I feel very confident in saying that this will be your maximum. But again, as the weeks develop, we'll have hopefully new information that will either detail the exact same expectations I have here, or maybe even higher expectations. Hopefully not lower expectations, right? I'm so confident in this right now, and I'm the most confident probably that I've ever been. Like literally, this just shifted like within the last minute of making this video, that you will see 1.3 to 2.25 cents by the end of June, early July. I don't think that you stop at 1 cent. I think that you do interact with this zone up here, okay, the money zone. Let's look at the short-term stuff, and then we'll finish this video up. Okay, so looking at this on a 1 hour time frame, 1 hour basis, 1 hour RSI looks super bullish, super bullish. You haven't even shown full strength yet, right? When you get into the overbought zone, when you start seeing consistent readings like this, you're not just dipping in and dipping out. That's whenever the real readings come. Here you are at this area of resistance. I'm assuming that you're about to break out. You're just loading up. You're getting ready for it. So if you pull back at all from here, don't worry about it. It'll be insignificant. You really are probably over the next day or two going to look to break out of this overall range. I wouldn't be surprised at all if that happened. 4 hour RSI, very bullish as well, staying above the 50, coming back up, living above the 60 here. Once you get overbought, once you get that overbought drive, that's whenever the magic happens, right? We look at this area here, overbought here on the 4 hour, that's when the magic happened. Once you stopped, once you got out of the overbought zone, you corrected, you got overbought again here, and boom, you flew to the upside. You're about to see that now. You're about to see similar readings here. So I think between now and the end of this week, you're going to be up dramatically higher. Just how high will you be? That's the question, right? And my assumption there would be that from a high to a low, maybe not by the end of this week, but by the end of this next phase of the move here, right, where you'll find your next stopping point, it'll be at 2029 to 20426, something in this area. I'm leaning more toward the upper half of this area rather than the lower half, but we'll see. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Share it with a friend or an adversary or an ally. Maybe somebody told you ZBCN is going to go to zero and you want to rub it in their face. Show them this video. Show them what I think. Show them what you think. Show the world what you think. I don't know, man. Just share the video. It'll help produce it'll help put the content out there more. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just shilling my content here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.